one, we're going to solve for x for all values of x between 0 degrees and 360 degrees, for 1 minus cosine of x equals square root of sine of x. Since both of these are linear in cosine and sine, what we want to do is square both sides. So I'm going to write 1 minus cosine of x, and then write equals square root of 3 sine of x, and then we're going to square both sides. Now this is going to end up being 1 minus 2 cosine of x plus cosine squared of x, and this side is just going to be 3 sine squared of x. Now we can write everything in terms of sine or cosine. Since we have a linear term in cosine, let's write this in terms of cosine. So notice that sine squared of x equals 1 minus cosine squared of x according to our Pythagorean identities. So basically now I can rewrite this as, if I want, let me rearrange this. This is going to be cosine squared of x minus 2 cosine of x plus 1 equals, now for this piece, this is going to be 3 times 1 minus cosine squared of x, substituting in my sine squared. That's going to be 3 minus 3 cosine squared of x. So basically we want to put everything on one side, and we have this piece here, so if I add this 3 cosine squared x to both sides, we get 4 cosine squared of x. And then we still have this, so minus 2 cosine of x. And then we're going to have 1 minus 3 here, so that's going to be minus 2 equals 0. All right, let's see. Now, to make this a little easier, we can divide each of these terms by 2. So let's do that. Those will be a lot easier to factor. So we're going to get 2 cosine squared of x minus cosine of x minus 1 equals 0. And then when I factor that, I'm going to get, it's easier to factor, you're going to get 2 cosine of x plus 1 times cosine of x minus 1 equals 0. I'm going to write that again here. So let's write it again. I have 2 cosine of x plus 1 times cosine of x minus 1 equals 0. Therefore, for this term here, we're going to have cosine of x equals 1. And for this one, solving for that, you have 2 cosine of x plus 1 equals 0. So you subtract the 1, divide by 2. So you're going to get cosine of x equals negative 1/2. And then we can just look at our unit circle. So when cosine is 1, that occurs at 0. We can't use 360 because that's not inclusive. So we have x equals 0 degrees. There should be a degrees right there. All right. And then for this piece, this is where your x, your cosine is x. So you're trying to find in quadrant 2 and 3 where your cosine is x. So negative 1/2 is right here. Negative 1/2 is here. This occurs at 240 degrees and 120 degrees. So this is going to be x equals 120 degrees and x equals 240 degrees. So these are all your values of x, such that x is in between 0 and 360 degrees. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.